Before you fall in love with a beach town, let's make sure you know your real costs. In a few minutes, I'll show you the current taxes and fees to buy in Cádiz and Huelva, with simple examples you can copy for your budget. Hi, I'm Ricardo Vieira, property advisor in Costa de la Luz and Seville. I help international buyers match lifestyle to micro areas, plan viewing trips, and complete safely the whole process. Today we'll cover resale versus new builds, notary, registry, lawyer, mortgage, extras, the 3% retention when the seller is non-resident. This is the IRNR, ongoing costs, and 3 clear examples including new build with staged payments. At the end, a buyer guide and a 20-minute call to build your line-by-line plan. For resale homes, the main purchase tax in Andalusia is the ITP, Property Transfer Tax. Think of it as the tax you pay when a used home changes owner. The illustrative rates we'll use today is 7% of the price. In some special cases, we have reductions, but 7% is the baseline most buyers plan for. For new builds, you don't pay ITP, you pay VAT, called IVA in Spain, IVA, and also the AGD, the stamp duty on the deed. For illustration, we'll use VAT at 10% and AGD at 1.2% for Andalusia. New build often comes with stage payment plan during construction. If you are not in a rush, this can let you self-finance part of the price and finish with no mortgage or smaller mortgage. In our example, we'll use the 20% at contract, 30% during construction and 50% at completion. A quick note, the developer builder usually defines the plan in the contract, timing, percentages and guarantees. Beyond taxes, budget these fees: notary and land registry to sign and officially register the title, lawyer, conveyancing, this is for the due diligence, contracts, coordination, usually a flat fee or a percentage. If you take a mortgage, you'll pay the valuation, which is the bank's appraisal, and possibly an opening fee. Since the last law change, the stamp duty on the mortgage deed is usually paid by the lender. You still cover the valuation and any bank fees. If the seller is non-resident for Spanish tax, you, as the buyer, must withhold 3% of the price and pay it to the tax agency. That's the IRNR, which is actually a seller's tax, but the buyer has to withhold and file it. Don't worry, your lawyer handles the form and timing. Some examples, and this for 250,000. All numbers are illustrative, always confirm your case in writing. Important, in every example remember to add brokerage fees if applicable. As for my own brokerage fee, we'll discuss those transparently in the 20-minute call so you know the total. So resale math. The ITP 7%, that will be 17,500 euros. Notary and registry, as an estimate, count on 2,000 euros. The lawyer, again, an estimation, 2,500 euros. Brokerage, everyone works with different rates, so add your chosen representation fee if applicable. We'll review mine in our call. Subtotal taxes and basic fees with no mortgage. So that will be around 22,000 plus brokerage, roughly 8.8% of the price before agency fees. For a straight completion with no stage plan, you can count on VAT at 10%, that would be 25,000. AGD at 1.2%, that would be 3,000. Notary and registry, the estimates would be 2,000, and the lawyer, again, an estimation, 2,500 euros. As for the brokerage, again, add if applicable, and we'll discuss mine in our call. Subtotal taxes and basic fees with no mortgage for this example, 32,500 euros plus brokerage, which is about 13% of price before agency fees. Now let's go for the stage plan that can help you finish with less mortgage or even no mortgage at all. Well, again, 250,000 for the selling price. The developer typically sets the timing and percentages in the purchase contract. Step 1. The initial contracts. In this case, we'll use a 20% down payment. That would be 50,000 euros as a base price, and you would have to add the VAT, which would be 5,000 euros, and that will go to 55,000 euros cash in that moment. Step 2. During construction. In this case, we'll use 30%, and that could be split into 3 parts, and that would be 10% for each milestone. So in this case, the total base would be 75,000 plus the VAT, that would be 7,500, and that will total 82,500 euros spread across the build. So the third and final phase, which is at completion, we will have 50% to pay, and that will be 125,000 euros plus VAT, 12,500 euros. You would also have to pay the AGD, 3,000 euros, Notary and Registry, as an estimation 2,000 euros, the lawyer, again an estimation 2,500 euros, and if you need a mortgage, you will have to pay the valuation, which could be around 400 euros. Once again, the brokerage fees add if applicable. Cash at completion with no mortgage, that would be 145,400 euros before brokerage. Across all stages, VAT totals 25,000 and AGD 3,000. Your overall taxes and fees look similar to any new builds, but your cash flow is smoother. And the amount left at completion is just 50% of the price. That would be 125,000 in this case. If you finance, your mortgage principal can be around 125,000, or you may finish mortgage free if you plan your savings well. Once you own the home, plan for ongoing costs, and that would be IBI, which is the local property tax paid yearly, community fees, shared building services, that's usually paid monthly, waste tax where applicable, home insurance and utilities, and these depend on the municipality and the building. In our call, I'll give you ranges for your shortlist. Screenshot this. 1. Pick your path. Resale, ITP or new build, VAT plus AGD. 2. Add notary, registry and lawyer plus valuation and opening fee if you need a mortgage. 3. If the seller is a non-resident, prepare the 3% retention. Your lawyer files it. 4. Ask for written codes from lawyer, notary, lender, everyone. 5. Estimate ongoing costs. IBI, community insurance, utilities. 6. Add brokerage fees if you choose representation. We'll discuss mine in the 20-minute call. So in these processes, we might have 3 big mistakes. The first one, budgeting only for the property price, forgetting taxes and fees. Yes, it sounds weird, but sometimes it happens. Mixing up resale versus new build rules. And third, not checking if the seller is non-resident. That 3% needs handling. Avoid this and other mistakes with written quotes, a clear timeline and a team that talks to each other. So download my buyer's guide for Cádiz and Huelva and book a 20-minute call with me. We'll map your towns, plan a viewing trip and build a line-by-line cost plan, including brokerage, so you see the total. I'll be on your side from day one to keys in hand, protecting your interests, coordinating the team and making sure the process stays clear and calm all the way through. Thank you for your attention. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.